Hi.
We're here. Why did I laugh like that?
We're here.
Well, I guess it fits.
Yeah. Welcome to Sidewalk Slam Funhouse.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to Sidewalk Slam, the wrestling podcast where Adam and I, my name's Graham, by the way, where Adam and I look at the storyline and narrative storytelling of the main roster product of the WWE.
Yes.
This episode, it's the Sidewalk Summerslam.
Yes.
It's the Samberslam.
Bam.
It's the biggest event of the summer.
Yep.
They say.
Yep. Bigger than summer.
To be fair, I can't think of any other things.
I can't think. I was like, it's bigger than this.
It's like it's off season for most things, right?
Yeah.
So they cram all their stuff into. Because WrestleMania was only 4 months ago. Yeah,
it was.
Like SummerSlam always seems like it's weirdly big for how close to WrestleMania it is, but that's their thing, is that they make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
There was no like weird celebrity guest, or like for some years there they had like celebrity guests, or they were trying to do big things with like special appearances. Like they cut to someone in the crowd that was like, "Look who's sitting at ringside. Isn't that neat?" But generally speaking, this was like fairly muted for a SummerSlam in terms of pomp.
It's Ja Rule.
Oh, good. I was wondering where he's been. Oh, sorry. It looked like Beej was about to weigh in on the where Ja Rule's been hiding. Anyway,
where you been hiding Ja Rule, Beej?
Yeah, Beej.
He asked me not to say.
So, live from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and brought to you by Cricket Wireless, this is SummerSlam 2019.
Yeah.
We don't even get Cricket Wireless in Canada.
Correct.
Cool.
This is one of those times where they get to just arbitrarily make digs at Canada because they're like, oh, look at these weird Canadians and their strange cheering.
I don't even know what Cricket Wireless is.
It's just a phone provider.
It's just a phone provider?
Yeah.
Does it suck?
I mean, probably.
It probably sucks.
I'll find out.
Find out if it sucks.
Yeah, look them up on the Better
like, we
Business
don't even
Bureau.
we don't look them up on Yelp.
Can you do that? Can you leave reviews for
phone companies?
Can I complain about Rogers on Yelp? That'd be funny. It'd be funny if they were from like the Rogers Arena, but sponsored by Cricket Wireless.
Yes.
That'd be kind of awkward.
Yeah. But that would have meant they were in Vancouver.
That would have been.
And we
probably would have been there. Yeah, exactly. The pre-show matches, real quick, just going to knock through this. Actually, I'm sorry. Before we get to the pre-show matches, there was, of course, NXT TakeOver Toronto the night before. There was moose antlers in the NXT logo.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's in terms of like arbitrarily slapping Canadiana onto your logo is fairly all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I understand it was good.
It was good. But the recording was messed up.
Oh no.
It was all desynced.
Ooh.
It was a tough watch.
Oh.
Yeah. It was a tough watch, but it was a good show.
I was experiencing desync when I tried to watch SummerSlam on my computer, but when I watched it on my phone, it was okay. But the new version of the WWE app, which has finally added a skip forward 10 seconds button, thank God, doesn't AirPlay correctly.
Yeah.
These are
Dude,
problems for me.
I can't even get onto the app. I can't get to the network on my phone because it says my account doesn't have access to the network, but I can get to it on my computer.
Maybe what you need is a phone that offers Cricket Wireless.
Yeah? Maybe you need a phone that offers these nuts, Beej. All right?
Are there any plans that have that?
I'll behave.
Is it like one of those add-ons, like visual voicemail or something?
It's like those animojis that you people were torturing me with.
It's like 5,000 free texts, voicemail. You got like in-call in-network calling. These nuts. Free upgrade. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Tell me more about these nuts.
TakeOver was neat.
I knew that you'd want to talk about it, so that's why.
Yeah, it was just good. It was good. It was fun. It was
good.
A fun show. I don't really want to dive too deep into it because I really like Shayna Baszler. I'm excited. I think they've done a really good job with her as far as like the character Shayna Baszler, right? She's kind of like I think I've said that on this or said this on the show before, but she fills that same role that Samoa Joe does, like where I believe everything that she does. It's very believable.
I liked the storytelling after the match with Shirai and with Shayna Baszler. Wait, was that Shayna Baszler? Was that at TakeOver?
Last
and
time?
Then she turned on.
That was at an NXT show. That Io Shirai turned on Candice LeRae.
I thought that was at
No, it was
TakeOver.
No, it was.
I'm confusing it with the video package, I guess.
Yeah. So what happened was Io Shirai lost to Shayna Baszler because the two cronies that Shayna Baszler hangs out with, I can't remember their name, and I apologize.
They just call them the New Horsewomen.
The New Horsewomen. They were outside, and then Candice LeRae came to even the odds. And then while Io Shirai was like cheering on Candice LeRae, like beating up the two cronies with a kendo stick, she got sleeper held, and she got put out. Sleeper held, and then
so warm.
And then at the NXT show, there, Io Shirai and Shayna Baszler had a cage match, and kind of the same thing happened. Candice LeRae came to help, but then Io Shirai lost when Shayna Baszler like fell. Like she had Io Shirai in like I think she had her in the sleeper hold thing, and then she like pulled her forward, and Shayna Baszler fell forward like over top of her outside to the outside and won. And then Io Shirai got all mad and then attacked Candice LeRae, and that's why Io Shirai is now a heel. Yep.
Storytelling.
Yeah, it was a really good match though. It was probably the best match of the night, like the Io Shirai Candice LeRae one. I think that Candice LeRae is like, I don't want her to slot into that Johnny Gargano, the female Johnny Gargano, right? That role, that underdog role, but it might be just kind of what she falls into. So.
They're married, you see.
Yes, they're married.
In real life.
Yeah.
So, main card, kickoff show. Drew Gulak defended Oney Lorcan for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yep.
Good for you, Drew Gulak. Buddy Murphy defeated Apollo Crews in a singles match by disqualification.
Yes.
Now, why was there a disqualification? Well, because Buddy Murphy got lit up by Rowan.
Yes.
Rowan got very mad at Buddy Murphy and came out and surprisingly and attacked Buddy Murphy. Now, why is Rowan so mad at Buddy Murphy? Because Roman Reigns got attacked by a forklift.
You've been chomping at the bit to talk about this one.
Well, this is the only opportunity to talk about it.
Roman Reigns got attacked by a forklift.
So
it's like that Japanese game.
Yeah, Shenmue.
Yeah.
What did he do to piss off the forklift?
Well, something about OSHA.
Is this a wrestler too? Is the forklift a wrestler?
Yes, Beach.
Okay.
The forklift is a wrestler. I'm the forklift.
Yeah, he's the third member of Heavy Machinery.
Yeah.
He's like their mascot. He's
Otis,
like the El
Tucker.
Torito of Heavy Machinery.
El Torito.
It's Otis and Tucker, and then they have
a smaller Otis.
Yeah, they have like a little person luchador wears all yellow, and they just call him the forklift.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a rich narrative we're creating.
Yes.
Okay, backstage on an episode of SmackDown, the backstage reporter is like she says, we now have an exclusive interview with Roman Reigns. Like anyone, like, he works for you. What do you mean exclusive interview?
It's not exclusive when they work for you.
You're just talking to him backstage. So
nobody talks like that.
It's very strange. And so they're like, oh, here he comes from down the hall. You threw to me too early, I guess. Here he comes. Here comes Roman Reigns.
Here comes that boy, and
hall.
he came on a unicycle.
And it's like, it's just every part of this was awkwardly planned and badly set up that it's like it cuts to them and he's not there yet. And then they cut to him walking down the hallway, just sort of like doo-doo-doo-doo, like looking like a big old doofus. And then a big old like tower of lighting truss just like really laboriously topples over onto him. And everyone's like, oh crap, oh my God, what happened? And he's trapped under it. And then he pulls him out and he's fine. And then WWE tweeted, like, we're like, no idea yet. And then they tweeted a follow-up with like, it was forklift operator error.
Yep.
And everyone was like, so, okay, fire the guy that drives your forklifts. Like, you should know who that is. Like, a limited number of people you should have seen him there when it happened.
But this implies that there's somebody that travels with the WWE to operate every forklift that's at every arena they go to.
Maybe he works for the arena. I don't know.
Yeah. What if he works for the arena? Then WWE can't touch him. He's like, can't touch me. I'm untouchable.
But it's like the thing took so long to fall over. Anyone there should have been able to be like, I'm just going to look 5 feet to my left, and oh, there's the man in the forklift.
It's the guy.
It's Dave. What the hell are you doing, Dave? And he's like, I've got drunk at work and I knocked over lighting truss onto Roman Reigns. So they're like, yeah, it was forklift driver error. And then they were like, oh, but it was actually, we don't know who the driver was.
Funny story that has nothing to do with wrestling, okay? But I'm going to tell it anyway.
Favorite.
A nested tangent.
Yeah, so You remember there was like you'll get like closed security footage of like in warehouses.
Yeah.
And I remember there's one. It was like a vodka warehouse or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I feel so bad.
And it,
yes.
some guy was on a forklift and bumps into one of the shelving. And
just goes like dink, and then just this cascade failure. Yeah.
And so I remember I found that video and I posted to my Facebook when people still used Facebook, and I was like, rough day at the office, because I used to work in a warehouse like that. And I was like, boy, I really screwed up at work today. And my fucking mom called me in a panic. Like, are you okay? Are you alive? It's like, Mom, I'm pretty sure that if I got buried under 1,000 tons of product, that posting on Facebook is the first thing that I would do. Just like under this pile, like, boy, rough day at work. You know, like, come on, Mom, get your head in the game.
It's nice that she cares.
Yeah.
Did she watch this show?
Probably.
Hi, Adam's mom.
Hi. Hi, Mom.
She comments on our VODs.
Yep, she does.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's coming at anybody that talks trash about me.
Yeah, don't talk trash about the Saturday.
my mom swings in like the vengeful hand of God.
Yeah.
Like a boondock saint.
So
where were we?
Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Roman Reigns gets it into his head that this was a hit. This was a calculated, very badly executed, intentional thing. And I actually missed, because they're like tweeting parts of this information. The story was so badly told. I missed the part between it was driver error and Roman Reigns busting into the locker room. But on the following SmackDown, he goes into the men's locker room and is like...
Sorry, before that.
Okay, good. What's the connective
car
tissue?
Accident.
Right. On Raw...
Samoa Joe was accused.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe was accused of doing this.
By
and Samoa
whom?
Joe was like, I don't know, just everybody. Like, Samoa Joe did it.
Yeah.
Like,
And Samoa
he's like,
Joe's
what the
like...
fuck? He's like, no, I didn't. And he like hijacks Raw. He like gets on the announcer's table. He's like, I didn't do anything. It's like, you guys can't prove shit. Like, I was like, I don't know.
So
I have an alibi.
This is because the wild card thing. Roman's back on Raw, and and he's like, no, what the hell? So they start having beef, and then eventually they get like Roman's trying to get away. Roman's just like, all right, I'm not dealing with you, and gets in his car to leave, and Samoa Joe's like running after him Samoa Joe on foot is running after Roman in his car, and then the car just gets like sideswiped.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's funny because then when that happens, Samoa Joe's like, oh, we need a medic. Like he was going out there to like beat the crap out of Roman Reigns, but then Roman Reigns got T-boned, and Samoa Joe's like, oh crap.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, he got really hurt.
Yeah, that's more than So it's like, who is this? What's going on here? Was there another beat, or was it?
No, I think that was it. And then
where did Roman get it into his head that this was Buddy Murphy?
Okay, so he saw Buddy Murphy when he was leaving. When Roman was leaving to the parking lot, Buddy Murphy is in the background. He saw Buddy Murphy like walk.
Okay,
like he saw him.
Okay.
That's what it was. Yeah, and he's like, I saw you walking by me at our workplace as co-workers, so obviously you did this. Like,
so he goes,
fucking chill out, Roman.
He goes into the men's locker room and he's like, everybody get out except you, Buddy Murphy. And it's like,
Buddy Murphy is such a shitty name too. Like, it's like you, Buddy Murphy. It's like, dinger.
Come on there, Buddy Murphy. So everyone's like, okay, I guess we're all just going to leave out the weird back door to the locker room instead of you just pulling Buddy Murphy somewhere else. But I guess, sure, Roman, we all have to leave our locker room. Okay, fine. And he sits down and he's like, yeah, I saw you in a place that you could normally be. Yeah. So I think it was you. And Buddy's like, it wasn't me. And if I knew who it was, I wouldn't tell you.
Well, Graham, it was more like, aw, mate, I ain't saying shit. That was pretty much,
Yeah,
it's exactly like.
So then Roman threatens him and like puts him in some sort of hold and like is like, "Tell me what you know. You know who sold you the drugs.
Give me what I want. I'm not wearing hockey pads."
And Buddy manages to choke out. He's like, "Rowan." Like what? Like sound like Gollum there. Actually, sorry. Yeah. Rowan. Reigns hurts us. And he says that
stupid, filthy Reigns is.
So Buddy Murphy says that Rowan was driving the forklift.
Yes.
And so then I guess it was at Daniel Bryan's behest. We are assuming.
Yeah.
This, by the way, this conversation is happening while Daniel Bryan and Rowan are in the ring.
Yes.
So then it cuts to them going, what?
They're like,
huh? What? Which it doesn't necessarily mean they didn't do it, but it cuts back to them being like, what the shit?
Yeah.
So then at SummerSlam,
Yes.
Rowan comes out and attacks Buddy Murphy during his match with Apollo Crews because Rowan's mad that Buddy Murphy pointed fingers at them.
You know why?
Oh, why?
Because snitches get stitches, Graham.
Who said that? I mean, apart from the well-known quote, was that a thing
No.
Okay,
what
that's
I'm
it?
saying.
Okay. I thought that maybe
that
Daniel Bryan
snitches-
cut a terrible promo where
No,
he said that
can
stitches
you
get
imagine
stitches.
Daniel Bryan saying snitches get stitches?
I can't imagine Daniel Bryan cutting a terrible promo. Ha ha.
Boom, roasted, Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan. Suck it.
So that, despite, I need you to understand how featured Roman Reigns is in the SummerSlam hype-up package at the beginning of the pay-per-view. There's it's shots basically of Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, and Roman Reigns, and there's a bit where the drop to the music is Roman Reigns like racking his arm for the Superman punch, like the and then the rest of the thing happens, and he's not on the show.
Yeah.
Roman is Mr. not appearing at this pay-per-view. He does not appear at any point.
Nope.
The closest thing that comes to dealing with his storyline is that Rowan attacks Buddy Murphy because Buddy told Roman that Rowan hit him with a forklift.
Yep. Yeah, it's.
I have no idea what they're trying to do here.
I have no idea what they're doing. What are they trying to do? Are we supposed to sympathize for Roman? I don't understand because it's the babyface. Roman, despite what we may think, Roman Reigns is a babyface.
Yeah.
Babyface, correct?
Yes.
Even more so now.
Yeah.
And
He's on the cover of WWE 2K20.
oh yeah, with Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Becky Lynch.
Everybody was like, oh, obviously it's going to be Roman Reigns because of the leukemia thing, but it should be Becky. It's going to be one of them. Who's it going to be? And it's both of them.
Yeah, we got both.
Yeah.
Why not both?
The commercial is really good.
Yeah, when Becky crashes the
Literally the boys club.
Yeah.
She you'll appreciate this beat. She literally she falls in through the glass ceiling of the gentleman's club. There's Hulk Hogan is there and Triple H and Sheamus and they're all at a country club, and then just she lands in and just goes, well, sorry about your ceiling.
Yeah.
And then
It's supposed to be the other direction. You're supposed to break it going up.
Yeah, but
okay,
you can't really it would have been hard to orchestrate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She would have had to fall up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fall up, stupid.
I mean that's the Roman Reigns story.
Damn.
Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defended the tag team championships.
Oh yeah, the tag team championships are alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat the Iconics on a Raw episode.
Yeah, they beat them
week
on
before.
the Raw prior. And do you know why? Because that match, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Iconics for the tag team titles, was scheduled for SummerSlam, which is why this rematch is on the pre-show. But it was moved to the Raw prior, the actual championship match, because Paul Heyman suggested that match should get more than 5 minutes of time. So they made it the main event of the Raw. Or I think it was the main event.
Wow.
They made it. They put it on the Raw so that they could actually have more time to be a championship match.
Good shit.
Yeah, because the rematch was 6 minutes and 15.
Huh.
So on the pre-show. So yeah, it got much more. It got many more eyes on it being on the Raw. So main show.
We made it.
Video package that copiously features Roman Reigns.
Yep.
Cut to the arena. Is that pyro?
Yep.
There's pyro.
There's pyro
It's
again.
back.
Yeah.
It feels special again.
Yep.
I love the pyro. Wrestling is theater, and when they removed the pyro, it was a real negative.
That's like giving Graham a transformer that doesn't turn into a truck.
I just think that pyro adds so much to the visceral nature of what people are experiencing.
Yeah.
You know? And I was hoping it wasn't just going to be for the beginning of the show, and it wasn't. People whose entrances have traditionally had pyro tonight.
Yep.
So I hope it's back, not just for SummerSlam. I hope it's back for real.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. I haven't watched the Raw after SummerSlam. So
I haven't either, but I'm sure it was fine.
it was probably.
This is the new era. This is where Paul Heyman's supposed to save us.
Please, Paul.
Please, Paul, save us.
Please. And I guess Bischoff. I guess.
I guess.
The first match is Becky Lynch versus Natalya,
Yep.
defending the Raw Women's Championship.
Dude, Becky was like a heel this whole time leading up, like very heelish tendencies.
Well, it's sort of like how she was leading up to Mania, right?
Yeah.
It was like the classic sort of anti-hero kind of heel where she was kind of an asshole but was great, so everyone loved her.
Yeah. She continues this trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good. And Natalya is here because she is from Canada.
And well, I mean, yeah, behind the... Okay, so yeah.
First
not
of all,
like the reason she's here.
First of all, yes, but not just that.
Not just that. She won a Fatal 4-Way, Graham. She earned it.
That's true.
She earned it.
Yeah. And then they had a series of promos.
Yeah.
About
mostly just talking about how... talking shit about Canada, which was Becky Lynch, which was fine. I mean...
I don't know how much someone from Ireland gets to talk crap about Canada.
Wait, why?
Did she lean into it? Did she lean into her being Irish and talking shit about Canada? Or was she like,
no,
I am a real American? Like,
yeah. No. She was like, check out my shillelagh. Fuck Canada.
Yeah.
It just, I consider when it's like independent nations very closely associated with like world superpowers. I was like,
is Graham got some weird Irish beef?
No,
like,
I consider Ireland and Canada like fairly, lateral move.
Okay.
I think, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone's always confusing the Irish for being from the UK.
Yeah.
Which, or obviously Northern Ireland is. I'm not going to get into geopolitical brouhaha.
There's a whole other channel for that.
Of the British Isles.
Yeah.
In the same way that, if I go abroad, someone will be like, "Oh, you're from America," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I just think it's funny that Becky, as an Irish person, is like, "Yeah, Canada sucks," and it's like, "What? All right."
And here I thought it was going to be like
Ireland, I guess. Then
I'd be like, Graham, why do you hate Ireland? And then Beej would be like, oh my God, not again.
Yeah. If you get
bagpipes are weird.
If you get lost in Ireland, you might have to fuck a leprechaun. If you get lost in Canada, you'll die. It's not the same thing.
No, Beej.
No, it's not.
Boning a leprechaun is not the same as dying. Right?
Despite the, well-known colloquial phrase
boning a leprechaun
of the 1740s, right?
Yeah.
What is this show? What is this?
Nobody knows.
We need to decide.
I said at the beginning what we pretend the show is.
We have a goal.
Yeah.
We fuck that goal.
Delicious. This is a submission match.
Yes.
Because Becky has the disarmer.
Yep.
Or the disarm her.
Disarmer.
I believe there's two hyphens. I believe it's the disarm dash her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Disarm her.
Which is a arm lock. What's it called actually, properly?
I think Fujiwara armbar is the correct technical term for it.
Really? Actually?
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
I guarantee you. See, B just fucking give me a thumbs up.
It is a seated variation of the Fujiwara armbar.
Yeah. See?
All right.
I'm like Mike Tenay. Iron Mike Tenay. I know the names of all the moves. Remember Mike Tenay?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any way in which, apart from knowing the names of the moves, any way in which you are similar to Mike Tenay.
Oh, well, I'm a genius. Mike Tenay is not. Unlucky. So yeah, we have nothing else in common.
You can still be Iron Adam Savadan if you want.
I don't like it. No.
All right.
Nope. Please not.
Maybe we can find a better alloy or something for you. And Natalya has the sharpshooter.
Yes.
Because, as a reminder, her dad was Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who was in the Hart Foundation because...
Her uncle is Bret Hart.
Because Jim married Bret Hart's sister, and so she wears pink and uses the sharpshooter, like the Hart Foundation.
Yes.
It's good enough.
Close enough.
This is wrestling. It's good enough. She gets the sharpshooter. No one else from that family is around in wrestling at the moment. Well, in WWE. So sharpshooter for Natty. Why not? So basically the whole lead up was just like, the sharpshooter is better. The disarm her is better. Whose submission will reign supreme? Yeah. And of course, everyone was, assuming that they would end up at some point using each other's submission, which they absolutely did.
Yes.
And it's really hard to make a submission match.
So why is it
exciting?
Why was a submission match no rope break? It doesn't make any fucking sense, right?
I knew this would annoy you, and it annoys me too, and I'm so happy. They said that, so they went to the ropes, and they said, now remember, of course, in a submission match, rope breaks don't count. And
That's
the whole point. A submission match is just that you have to win via submission. That doesn't mean that the rules go out the effing window.
Yeah.
What?
Why not hit her with a fucking kendo stick?
Be like, now in a submission match, a kendo stick, of course, is completely legal.
Yeah.
All right, Michael Cole. I guess F rope break. And the thing is, it wasn't like a mistake they were covering for. Like, one of them went to the ropes, and Corey was immediately like, now don't forget, rope breaks don't do shit in this kind of match. And Adam and I, independently, watching this at our own homes, made the same facial expression. I know. We were just like, what?
I don't get it. I don't understand.
It
doesn't, why, but
it's hard to make a submission match exciting because the finish to a submission match is you and the other participant sitting very still until one of you stops.
Yeah.
And this was 12 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
And it was good. Mm-hmm. It was really good and entertaining throughout. There was a "This is awesome" chant. There was like stuff from the second rope. There was like variations on submissions. This was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really, really good. And eventually, Becky gets there with a like modified disarm her. She like really like wrenches the arm.
I don't like it. I hate it when she puts him in a regular arm bar. You know, like when we're laying on your back, and they call that the disarmer. It's like, no, that's not the disarmer.
No, this is an arm bar.
It's like they're going for the disarmer. It's like, no, it's just a regular arm bar.
It's a variation of the Fujiwara.
You almost got it.
Armbar?
Fujiwara armbar.
Yeah. Armbar, yeah. Next match is Dolph Ziggler versus Goldberg.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yep.
So, at the show we don't talk about, Goldberg had a terrible match where he was bad and it was bad and he felt bad about it afterwards.
This is bad and you're bad and you should feel bad.
So I guess he wanted to have a redemption match or something. So now we just get Goldberg randomly again. Mm-hmm. And Dolph Ziggler was supposed to have a match at SummerSlam with The Miz.
Yes.
And in the lead up, Ziggler had been talking about how, because they had the Raw reunion where like a bunch of old people came back and made guest appearances, and Ziggler's like, I'm the best in this business. I'm better than the Stone Cold. I'm better than Goldberg. You know, he was like mentioning Goldberg from time to time over the sort of the lead up. Mm-hmm. And then Shawn Michaels was there, and he was giving Shawn Michaels crap because Michaels was also saying that he's like, no matter how good you are, people are always going to say that you're a HBK wannabe, because people have been saying that, because Dolph's thing is he swivels his hips and uses a super kick, I guess. So it's exactly, these things are the same.
Yes.
Anyway, so they do the contract signing. These always go well. And he gets up in Miz's face. He rips on Shawn, goes to sign the contract. Miz starts laughing, and he's like, ha, ha, ha. You didn't read the fine print. You don't have a match with me at SummerSlam. And then HBK steps up, and the crowd's getting hyped, and Ziggler's staring into HBK's face, and then HBK grabs the mic and goes, well, it's not me. He just completely scuppers the tension. It's so funny. He's just like, I don't know, man. It's not me.
It's not me.
And then Goldberg's music hits.
Yep.
And then Goldberg comes out and signs the contract, which is weird because he should have already, to like trick Ziggler into it, Goldberg should have already signed the contract, or else what Ziggler signed isn't legal until
also,
he could have just torn it up anyway.
Who's the real idiot here? Because Ziggler doesn't know what Miz's signature looks like.
I guess Miz hadn't signed it yet?
Yeah, I guess, like if Goldberg had, so Goldberg signed it second, right?
Yeah.
How complicated can a wrestling contract be that you wouldn't notice that it says Goldberg somewhere, like when you're like taking a glance through it, you know?
I don't know. Anyway, and then he says, hey, Ziggler, you're next, because the "you're next" was the thing he used to say when he was on his undefeated streak. Yeah, so that's why we have this match, because Ziggler said he was the best and like mentioned Goldberg once, and Goldberg is mad about it.
Yeah. He busts through the wall like the Kool-Aid man. It's like, heard someone's talking shit.
Yeah, basically.
Like, whoa.
And so I was just like, great, don't give yourself a concussion.
He didn't.
He didn't do the. I don't know if this was on purpose, but the door to the locker room opened inwards.
Yeah.
So there was no way for him to headbutt the door open.
Yeah.
So I want to believe that they did that intentionally. That they were like, find a room with the door that opens inwards and give him that one. Like, why? Because he can't headbutt it open. Because that's what happened. He's done this multiple times. That they're like, stop headbutting the door, and then he headbutts the door open. And gives himself a mild concussion.
Yep.
And goes out there like he did this once with allegedly did this with the Undertaker match at the show that won't be named, and did this when he was cutting a promo on Raw like a year ago, where he like kept forgetting his lines and getting confused, and that was apparently because he'd like clonked the door open with his head before going out to do a scripted promo, and was like, the Summerslam.
I like the universe where they don't tell him it's a door that swings inwards, and then he goes to headbutt it, and then like the there are the cameras on the door, and then you just see
the sign goes and falls off, and they're like, all right, no contest, I guess. Yeah.
Goldberg just laid out.
So Ziggler comes out, he cuts a promo about he's the best thing that's ever happened to WWE.
Yep.
And he's like, legends come and legends go, but DZ is here stealing the damn show. DZ. And then Goldberg's music hits. He does his full entrance with like, it's less impressive with like random WWE security than it is with like cops, but sure. And Pyro. The Pyro is there.
Yep.
He doesn't do the
nose breathy.
The nose breathy thing.
That's like the best part of his entrance.
Yeah. I was watching it with Kathleen. I was like, look, he's going to do... Oh, he didn't do
the thing. Okay, so for those of you who are listening to the podcast...
Yeah, sorry.
Goldberg used to do this thing where he'd stand in this pyro. There'd be like sparklers.
It's like big spark pyro. They go for a while.
And he's sitting in it, and then the pyro ends, and he like breathes in like...
Smoke.
And then breathes it out, and he looks like a fucking minotaur like coming out of the labyrinth. Like, it's cool
because he
as
just
shit.
stands there and inhales it while he's standing there with all these sparks, because the sparks don't do anything while he's standing in there, and then after the sparks stop, then he goes like and then breathes out through his nose. And it looks really cool.
Yeah.
There's a big Goldberg chant.
Yep.
And Adam, how bell to bell, how long do you think this match was?
Minute 42.
Wow, that's really close.
Yeah.
1 minute 50.
I'm a genius.
Yeah. Spear, jackhammer.
Well, no, to be fair, though, the start of this match was really great because Ziggler hit a super kick right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then we're like, whoa. And then Goldberg kicks out at 1. And you're like, fuck, couldn't you give him a 2 count? And then Ziggler hits another super kick. 1 count again.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Goldberg.
Yep.
You asshole. Mm-hmm. Fucking give him a 2.5 at least.
Yeah.
Come on, brother. Like, you're fucking not losing anything. Like, it makes me mad.
Yeah.
Makes me upset.
So Goldberg wins.
Yeah.
Very quickly and handily, and then gets out of the ring, and Ziggler grabs the mic and says, you hit me like a little baby.
Yeah. That was
I knew
funny.
that you'd appreciate.
Yeah, I really dug that one.
And
he's like, Goldberg, you hit like a baby. It's like, well, he does look kind of like a big baby, right?
Yeah. And then gets him to come back
in,
so he climbs back in the ring and hits him with another spear and beats him up again, and then leaves
This is my favorite
all the way
part.
up the ramp and leaves.
This
And
is
then
my favorite part.
Ziggler gets back on the mic and keeps insulting him.
He says specifically, any idiot can get lucky. Come back and fight me.
Yeah. While he's like on the floor of the ring being like, hey, any idiot can get lucky. Come fight me.
Yeah.
You know, and so then Goldberg's music hits and he walks back out and he's like, okay, and he gets up in the ring and like stands Ziggler back up and is sort of like, okay, you all right? Like balances him, and then runs the ropes and hits him with a spear again.
Yeah. And he couldn't give him a fucking 2 count.
And that's it. Like nothing comes from that. It's just Ziggler's like again, and then he does it again, and that's it.
What a
I
weird...
was like waiting for that to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, like surprise, a chair, you know, or I don't know.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Like, it's just strange. What a strange thing to do to Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
From a character standpoint.
Well, I got to protect Goldberg. Why? I don't understand. Backstage, the New Day is hanging out, and Xavier and Big E, the tag team champions, by the way, have a surprise for Kofi Kingston. They're in Toronto. Let's introduce you to Drake Maverick.
People fucking booed too. They're like, boo! Like, here comes Drake. Like, not Drake, but like before.
When they thought it was Drake the musician, they were like, boo.
They were like, boo!
Well, Toronto. Drake loves Toronto and talks all the time about how much he loves Toronto. I don't think Toronto likes Drake very
No,
much.
they fucking hate him.
Yeah. Because he's a wiener, and he's going around the world being like, "What's up? I'm a giant douchebag, and I'm from Toronto." And all the Torontonians are like, "Can you just can you not? Can you cool it a little bit? You don't even live here."
Drake, come on.
So anyway, Drake Maverick is there.
Yep.
Because he's looking for R-Truth.
Yeah.
Because this 24/7 championship is still like the best storyline they have going.
Yep.
Anyway, that's it. That's
it.
That's the whole thing. So then they go outside. There's a video package for the U.S. Championship fight, and they start introducing all the international announcers. And there's a brand new announce team, and it's R-Truth and Carmella in terrible costumes doing ridiculous British accents.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, what the heck? And then when they get to the end, then Drake Maverick busts out there, and he's like, where are they? They were just here. Damn it. And I think that's it for tonight for the 24/7 championship. Yeah, but
they didn't do anything.
that was funny.
There was no physical contact.
Yeah. The United States Championship match, which is next,
Yes.
is Ricochet, who I saw this from Twitter and I can't unsee it. Ricochet dressed like a gamer chair.
Holy shit. Oh no.
He's in all black leather with like these blue accents, and he just looks like
Oh no.
He looks
no,
like
I'm
a
not gonna be able to unsee it.
it looks like an esports racer chair.
Yeah, he's gonna be like sitting there like this, and you're gonna sit on Ricochet, and you're like, well, lumbar support's not that great.
Yeah.
Fuck. Do you have anything a bit more indie?
Use the command chair in the chat to find out how to get a deal. Versus AJ Styles with Gallows and Anderson, or as they are referred to,
Oh yeah.
the OC.
I almost started singing the Dawson's Creek theme song, but I can't remember what the OC theme song was.
I don't know either, but they're the
What was
OC
the
because they're the original club.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is,
It's my.
I mean, they are.
It's my OC. Please don't steal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not the Bullet Club, but they were the Bullet Club, and so now they're the original club. Their logo is pretty cool. What did it say on their Titantron? It was something good. Something about being the original club.
Yeah.
Because they got the boys back together. They got the Bullet Club.
The
back
Good
together.
Brothers.
Yeah. And they're champs too, aren't they?
Yeah, they won the Raw Tag Team Championships off of the Revival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
French.
that's good.
That's French for the Revival, by the way.
Good.
Just
I'm
so
just
in
glad-
case you were confused.
I'm glad that Gallows and Anderson stuck it out and that they put them back with AJ and that they're finally doing the club properly.
Yeah.
I'm really happy about this.
And their heels, they're so much better as heels.
Oh my God.
They're so
They're
good.
so good.
Has
So
Carl Anderson mentioned his hot Asian wife yet?
not recently.
Nah, that's too bad.
Yeah. So why am this fight happen?
Because they didn't like the cut of Ricochet's jib, basically.
Yeah.
It was like AJ Styles wanted the U.S. title, and then they were initially they had a match, and they were just like friendly competitors, you know. And then Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows got in AJ's face about like, well, you can't give us a hard time about having a losing streak when you can't even beat Ricochet.
Wow.
And so,
And when because we were at Stomping Ground.
Yes.
And we saw Ricochet win the title from Samoa Joe that night.
yep,
When did Ricochet lose the title?
at a Raw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty soon after that, wasn't it?
No, wasn't it Extreme Rules? It was at Extreme Rules.
Oh, right.
We did Extreme Rules. Yeah.
Right. We did a whole episode.
We did a whole episode and just blanked. Yeah, he won it at Extreme Rules.
Wrestling keeps happening.
Yep. It doesn't stop.
all the time.
Spoiler alert. AJ wins this match, and it's a weird thing for Ricochet to win the title and then just lose it and then lose to AJ at SummerSlam, which feels like this little mini story arc. But I guess like if you're wanting to push the OC,
Don't steal.
I can't even do it with a straight face. Okay.
The OC is a bad name. Just say
The
the
OC
club.
Okay, so if you want to push the club this is kind of like what needed to happen, I guess. Like,
I think so.
It's not often that something needs to happen in wrestling, and usually they don't do it.
Yeah.
But the OC need to win these titles, and like I like it when like a faction has all these titles.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't even mind it.
I like factions.
Yeah, factions are great. Vince loves factions too.
Does he? I thought
Yeah.
I thought that's why we didn't have any for a long time.
Vince loves factions.
Why didn't we have factions?
I don't know.
We could have had factions this whole time.
Yeah. Do you remember like the Great Faction War of the mid '90s? It was like Nation of Domination, and then the Disciples of Apocalypse (DOA).
It's just great because you have like you have like wrestler feuds, but you have this additional level where it's like it's not just about me and you. It's also that I'm representing my team versus your team, even though it's not a multi-person match. It's great.
What factions would Lur war with? If we were all wrestlers,
Yeah.
we'd have to like fight like Omega 64 and like
Rooster Teeth.
Rooster Teeth.
Team 4-star would love it.
Team 4-star.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth is definitely like the corporate ministry
Yeah.
in this analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we then? Spirit Squad?
No, I actually think Team 4-Star would be the Spirit
Spirit
Squad,
Squad.
and I think they'd be very happy to be that.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know what we'd be.
You tell us.
Can we be the Hart Foundation because we're Canadian?
Oh yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
We're the Hart
Yeah.
Foundation. Dibs.
Cool. Good. I'm glad we sorted that out. This
Sick.
match was sweet because it was Ricochet and AJ Styles.
Yeah, they just did a bunch of flippy shit. It
They
was
were
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Kathleen was watching this with me. It was just like, what the wow. The catching the finish was that AJ caught Ricochet into a Styles clash.
Yeah, it was nutty.
It was very, very good.
But after like copious interference by Gallows and Anderson, because
Yes.
that lets AJ win, because every good heel needs help.
Yeah.
No matter how good AJ is. You know what I mean? Like it makes AJ, I think we talked about this, but it's like it makes AJ's character more dangerous because we all know how good AJ is, like as a wrestler. And so now that he has all this extra help, it's like, well, who's going to beat him, right? But we never want to boo him. It's like I never want to boo AJ. I'm never going
he's
to
great.
boo him. Yeah.
Next is a waste of 3 minutes.
Oh yeah.
The Street Profits are backstage, and they're like, "Oh, this is so cool! We're here at SummerSlam. This is great. Everything we've seen so far at SummerSlam has been awesome." Mm-hmm. Who's that over there? It's Ric Flair, and Ric Flair comes in and starts dancing, and they're like, "Hey, this is awesome!" And then it cuts.
The animated
That's it.
the animated corpse of Ric Flair.
But nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing.
They woo a lot.
They
People
say
like it when they woo.
They like it when they woo. But that's it.
Yeah.
What a waste of time.
Yeah, sure was. It didn't do anything. I guess it gets the Street They're trying to show like more NXT people on
It's
camera.
mostly just the Street Profits they're trying to show off, it
Yeah.
seems. Anyway.
What a weird like. I'm nothing against the Street Profits, but just like what a weird pick.
Yeah.
You think you would show like the Undisputed Era or something? You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
they're entertaining and they're good.
They
They're
are.
good on the mic, but like this wasn't them even getting a chance to be entertaining. Like the bit where they were talking to Alexa and Nikki from backstage at
but it made
Extreme
sense. It
Rules.
was like characters interacting with each other.
Yeah, and they're just like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they had back and forth, and this was like, "Boy, it sure is cool being here at SummerSlam. Here are 3 things we've already seen tonight. Holy crap, is that Ric Flair?" And scene.
Yeah. Yep.
Waste
It
of
was almost
everybody's
like
time.
we need something for the Street Profits to do, and
Yeah.
then Ric Flair was like, "Well, I haven't been on TV for a while, you know.
Quick, we got to change the ring canvas.
could-
fill a moment.
I could use a paycheck brother, like kind of thing, like you know what I mean?
Woo.
Yeah.
That's not the retirement plan for like old wrestlers, is it?
Yes.
Kinda.
Oh
yeah,
my
it
God.
is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up like Snuka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they sign what are called Legends contracts, where it's basically like you get like a guaranteed amount, and you can still do independent dates, but you promise that you're not gonna like wrestle for some random indie companies
Yeah.
because it's better for the WWE to not have in Ric Flair's example, it's better for the WWE to pay Ric Flair money to do nothing and still make appearances and booking and signings than to have the great Ric Flair be doing shows in a high school gym.
And
Because it
God
makes
knows-
WWE look worse
Yeah.
if their wrestlers have to do that.
If this Legends deal didn't exist, I guarantee you that Ric Flair would still be wrestling.
Oh, he'd be out there blading.
yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He's a gusher. He loves it.
Yeah.
Mad man.
Loves the business, brother.
Yeah. So at least they got that going for them, which is nice. No health care, but at least they got that.
Yeah.
Next is the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley defending against Ember Moon.
Yep.
Who's the heel here? Neither of them.
Neither of them.
Haha.
This is the match that I was fine. The story's non-existent.
Yeah, what? Hang on.
I want to fight you. You seem like a good fighter. Let's fight. That's basically it.
On the July 16th episode of SmackDown, after Bayley and Ember Moon defeated Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville in a tag team match in which Moon scored the pin, Bayley picked Moon as the #1 contender.
Yep. That's how that works.
I don't think that's a call you remotely get to make, Bayley.
Yeah, that's why. Since when does a champion get to pick who they fight?
I don't know. It's so
You know what
it's
I would
always
do?
inconsistent.
You know
It's
what-
always been
You
inconsistent.
know what my wrestling character would be? I would hire people to actively interrupt my matches and get me disqualified so I won.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my thing. That would be my gimmick.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. And then I don't know.
Just go to someone in the front row of the crowd and be like, "Here's $50. Hit me."
Yeah.
Like and like literally do it on camera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to get caught for that.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to stop me? It's like, no. Well, they put you in a no DQ match.
You can't get DQ'd for bribing the audience. That's the thing. That's not an illegal move in wrestling. So the ref can be looking at you being like, don't do that. And you're like, I'm giving money to this guy in the front row, and then the guy in the front row hits you, and then the ref's like,
Gotta
ring the bell, I guess.
I'd win the title once, and I would never fucking lose it. I would just hold on to that shit. Yeah, I'd get disqualified all the time. Oh, I'd be the best heel in the business.
This match was fine.
Yep.
I like both of these wrestlers way more than I liked this match.
Yep. That is a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's fine. There was nothing going on. It was
No.
like, we need Bayley to fight somebody. We need to use Ember Moon more. Let's give them
I have
no
a great
story.
idea where we can do both of those things at once.
Yeah.
Bayley retains.
Yep.
Neat.
With like a super Bayley to belly, doesn't she? Like off the top rope?
Yeah. So that was cool at least.
Yeah.
Next, Shane McMahon, who I guess his storyline with The Miz just ended, even though it felt like it should have ended at Mania, and then they had another match.
The cage match.
Yeah.
And Shane won.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And then that was it apparently.
Yeah.
It's sort of an unsatisfactory conclusion. It wasn't the conclusion. That storyline stopped happening.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin Owens is angry with Shane
Yeah.
because he's doing that thing. We talked about this before. He's doing that like audience insert thing.
Yeah.
Where Vince is like, we'll take people's complaints and we'll have a wrestler say them. But everyone's like, yes, those are legitimately concerns that we have.
Did you know that your impression of Vince and the impression of when your daughter talks are eerily similar?
We went to the bakery the other day.
Yeah, this is
Because-
why. That's why. Because when you told me the story,
Yeah, we went to bakery the other day because she wanted just a plain bun, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Great, we'll stop by the bakery on the way home, and we'll get you a bun." And we walked to the bakery, and she walks in ahead of me, stands in the center of the bakery with all the counters in front of her, takes off her sunglasses, and just goes, "Bun." And the girl behind the counter is like, Do you want a bun? Plain bun. Just like,
give me a beef wrap.
yeah.
Yeah.
To be clear, she knows how to ask questions. She'll be like, "Hey, Daddy, can you give me some milk or whatever?"
Yeah.
And like, sure, obviously. But in this case, she was just like, it was the removal of the sunglasses as well, and bun. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Got Cam the other day too. Did you hear
No,
about
I
that?
didn't
He was
hear
playing Destiny, and she came by the office and was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, I'm playing competitive player versus player Destiny." And she's like, "What do you get if you win?" And he said, "I get incremental progress towards a series of in-game goals and rewards." And she just goes, "What?" Like real flat. Just, what?
What? Fuck, that's funny as shit.
She's
Turns out when both your
unintentionally.
parents are comedians.
I like someone tried to tell me that like children don't understand sarcasm until they're like 9.
What?
Maybe that's true, but she's got the sass locked down.
Yeah.
So-
that sounds like a kid though.
Oh yeah. Kevin
wait.
Owens,
Yeah.
his complaint
Yeah.
with Shane McMahon is all the McMahons were out here and you said that the audience was the new authority and that you were going to be taking a back seat, and now you're out here every week taking all the airtime that belongs to other wrestlers who are better than you.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yes, that's correct.
Yes, that is.
So what are we going to do with that? Have a giant feud with Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Good. Real good solving the problem there, writers. Congratulations.
I am your online avatar.
Yeah.
That's Kevin Owens. He's here to fight for you.
But there's an additional wrinkle. Well, there's two, but we'll get to the second one in a moment.
Yeah.
First additional wrinkle. If Kevin Owens loses this match, he has to quit the WWE.
Which is almost always a surefire sign that Kevin Owens is never losing this match.
Yeah. And Shane was like, if you lose, you have to leave. And Kevin said, fine. And if you lose, you have to leave. And Shane went, nope.
Yeah.
And so this is the match.
Yeah, he's
If
like,
Kevin
nah.
loses, he leaves.
Nah.
And if Shane loses,
Yeah.
Also, for some reason, there's a special guest enforcer,
Yeah.
which is Elias.
Why?
I don't know.
Because
know.
he's the heel, Beach.
He's not the special guest referee. There's a normal referee in the ring.
Yeah.
But Elias, wearing a referee's shirt, is also outside the ring being large.
Yeah. I want you to put on this shirt. And I want you to be large and in charge.
Ugh.
Did someone break his guitar?
Nope.
He didn't even have the guitar.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's a no guitar
they
zone.
just remembered he was there and was a wrestler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elias never wrestles, though. Can you even classify Elias as a wrestler? He never has a match.
Is he like a Jimmy Hart?
You're right. He never has a match.
Yeah.
Like, he gets in altercations with people.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hart was strictly a manager who got
Yeah.
beat up sometimes.
Yeah.
Elias, like, he's a huge dude.
I mean,
but
Elias
yeah.
does kind of look like a hipster version of Jimmy Hart that works out a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Since January, okay,
Yeah.
do we want to count house shows?
No, house
No.
shows aren't canon.
All right. 1, 2, 3 if you count the Rumble. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 24
Since when?
since January. He's had 24 matches total, including the Royal Rumble and the Battle Royal at the Super Showdown.
That's like
That's not bad.
it's one a week, right? It's still a match every Raw. Is it? How many weeks are?
He's got like some on Raw and some on SmackDown. That also includes the Shield's final chapter.
Okay. Let's just say he doesn't wrestle that much,
He does not wrestle that much.
which is a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's nothing listed for house shows because I assume that all he does at house shows is come out and sing
Comes out, plays the guitar,
and get beat up.
says "fuck local sports team," and then they're all like "boo," and then he leaves, and that's it.
I hate it here in Medicine Hat. So do we. So do we.
I hate it here in Medicine Hat. Swift Current sucks balls.
We should never do the house show circuit.
Fuck Flin Flon. Specifically. You heard me, Flin Flon.
Fuck Brandon.
Yeah.
No, you, Brandon. Fuck you.
If anyone's listening not from Canada, Flin Flon is a real place.
Yes. Fuck Red Deer.
These are all real
These
places.
are all real elbow.
Climax.
Real place. Eyebrow. Climax.
Dildo.
Dundurn.
I mean, you can't just all do Newfoundland places.
God, I hope they end up doing
I'm
a
doing
show
all
in Dildo.
Saskatchewan places. There's
that's
a
fair.
place called Dildo?
Yeah, Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Why? What are the origins? Tell me now.
Not on this podcast.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kevin Owens.
Oh, he was great. Everyone loved him. People chanted, "You can't wrestle at Shane."
Yeah.
Kevin Owens wins and is still employed.
Yeah. Oh, he beat up. Okay, so how do you feel about Kevin Owens putting hands on Elias, but Elias is an official enforcer? Is technically an official in the match. Shouldn't Kevin Owens have been disqualified?
Well, yes, actually, now that you mention it, yes.
Yeah.
If Elias is technically an official,
Yes. He's wearing the shirt.
which he is,
the
because
second you put on that shirt and walk out to that ring,
and
you're
Shane
an official.
says he's a special guest enforcer,
Yep.
then if Owens attacks him, then yes, technically
But there's also fucking no rope breaks in the submission match, so fuck this topsy-turvy horse shit.
I hate to do this.
Still
but
mad I bought that book. What's up?
I forgot
What's
about
up,
the
Peach?
book.
Just I'm reading the thing on the Wikipedia summary because I try to follow along as best as I can. It says Elias pulled the referee out of the ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Owens attacked Elias,
Yep.
which also incapacitated the ref.
So I guess the ref didn't see it. And
But can
can
a ref attack?
the enforcer disqualify someone?
I don't see why not. What are they enforcing then? They're there to enforce the rules, right? Isn't that what the fucking term is?
Well, then don't they just don't? Isn't it just like, all right, ding, 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 ring the bell, disqualification? Why? I don't know. Eat me. Like, couldn't Elias just have done that?
No, because that just doesn't make any sense.
Oh, that doesn't make sense. All right, we found the part that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
we
sense.
found the line.
All I'm saying is that as the enforcer, you were there to enforce the rules, and that the second that Kevin Owens put hands on Elias, he should. Where does his authority stop?
Maybe he doesn't have the authority to end the match.
Also, why would if the enforcer's there to enforce the rules, why is he attacking the ref?
That's also a good
That's
point.
a very good point. I don't have a good answer to that, Beach.
Ooh, checkmate atheists.
Yeah, checkpoint, atheists.
It's a different show. The graphic is
Every
yeah.
Thursday here on Loading Ready Run.
If you can't,
Should we go to the next match?
no, I want to talk about this some more.
All right.
Where the fuck does this go now? Does Shane just like disappear for a while?
I hope he just fades into the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
And they can have like matches without Shane McMahon, please, for a while, or
Or like just like
storylines without Shane.
like an overarching, like I don't want the bad guy from goddamn Streets of Rage 2 like hands over the moon, like, you know what I mean, like holding the earth, like ho, 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 ho. Like, you know what I mean. I don't want that anymore in my wrestling. I just don't. I don't. Yeah, you know, like you'll never stop Mad Gear. Like fucking no, fucking Shane.
I don't know anything you're referencing.
Really?
Is it Mad Gear from Final Fight?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
wait, Mad Gear's from Final Fight.
Yeah, fucking yeah!
Yeah, Mad Gear's from Final Fight. I am saying all side-scrolling beat-em-ups look the same. That's exactly what I just said. Yep, they all look the same.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't want that overarching supervillain.
Yeah.
And I'm just
I want Shane to go away.
yes.
Yeah. Good. I hope he does.
Yep. Go away, Shane McMahon. But not like go away. You're still nice. I like you.
Then I have another question because
Yeah.
you're mad about the Miz not getting a chance to put this to bed.
Yes.
It just kind of hard stop, hits a wall, and like, hey, let's bring in Kevin Owens. If this is the hard stop to Shane, is that because it wouldn't have made sense to have the Miz win that?
This
Battle of Wills?
this feels like a conclusion,
Yeah.
right? The WrestleMania match between Shane and Miz felt like a conclusion, and then they had another match,
yeah. But wrestling, WWE does stuff like that all the time.
right? But like everything
sell
was,
past the
like
close.
everything worked at WrestleMania, right? It's like Miz got his revenge, but Shane won the match. And then they had another match that was a cage match for some reason, and Shane also won that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you think like
And then nothing happened. There was no fallout or follow-up from that. It was just Miz was like, okay, well, I guess he wins then.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to doing Miz TV. Whereas this is like actually had,
Stakes.
it's like there was stakes. It was everything was on the line. The deck was stacked against Owens, and he won. That's it.
yeah,
It
because like,
should be.
think about wrestling storylines. The way that WWE tells them is there's a meter, and the meter tilts to one side or the other, and they like keeping that meter right in the middle. So it's weird when so like Shane and Miz have a meter, right? And Shane wins at WrestleMania, so the meter tilts in Shane's favor. But then they have a rematch, and usually Miz would win. They fucking balance. Their balancer must be, right? There must always be balance in the force. But Shane just wins again, and it tilts the meter even farther.
Oh, it doesn't even move the meter. It's
Yeah,
just
it's just like-
it's the meter's in Shane's favor, and then they have another match. It's a steel cage match, and Shane wins again.
Yeah.
So nothing happens. Nothing changed. Nothing got
move
advanced.
the story forward, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Just
and it lessened the impact of Miz getting that sort of like moral victory at WrestleMania,
yes.
because that was a definitive like, yeah, I lost the match, but I got to have my revenge on Shane for betraying me and putting his hands on my dad. And then this follow-up match was just like a normal cage match.
Yeah. Normal, regular-ass cage match.
This is why we do this podcast.
Hey, look, sometimes we actually do, yeah.
Sometimes we're on topic.
Sometimes we're on topic.
Yeah.
We did it. All right. So, yeah, that's our problem with that. But hopefully Shane McMahon, the character, goes away.
Yes.
Off TV.
And, okay, so then is it worth having it end this way, even if it means that The Miz doesn't actually end up with any sort of catharsis?
I mean, they're never going to go back to that.
We're over it.
Yeah.
They expect
moved
us.
on
They think we forget about this stuff immediately. The second they honestly think that like Vince is like they don't remember what the fuck.
They think we're like
happened with Miz.
goldfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think we're idiots, Beach. And they treat us like that sometimes, but we keep coming back. So who's the real idiot? You can answer this truthfully.
You?
Yes.
Okay.
We are the idiots. We are the morons.
We've had 2 women's title matches tonight.
Yes.
But they are not the headlining women's match of the night
Right.
because that has to involve Charlotte Flair somehow.
Yes. Well, I mean, like Trish wanted to have like I guess like a retirement match.
I
kinda
guess,
thing.
yeah.
And this was it. That was it. It was like I thought the build-up was really good as far as like, because there's only so much that you can do with this story, right? This narrative of like an old veteran coming back and being like, I can still hang with the young kids. Like, oh God, there was this awful backstage segment with Trish talking like a goddamn robot that was sent from outer space.
Yeah.
Like saying something about the is it the predecessors? Predecessors don't understand what the pioneers have the luxuries they've afforded them, kind of thing.
Something like that, yeah.
It was something like that. It was just like nobody. If somebody like said
she was in the first ever time that a women's match main evented Raw. It was her versus Lita, and
which was a big deal.
yeah, it was huge at the time.
Yeah.
Considering that at that time women's wrestling in the WWE, largely anywhere, like was awful and not respected or treated well.
It was all bra and panty matches.
Yeah.
Or like mud wrestling or some stupid shit.
And so this was like,
It was dumb as hell.
This was a actual sort of match. And so that led into part of this as well, with sort of like Trish being like, I don't think that we get enough respect for the work that we were doing in those days.
Yeah, because they always talked about how Charlotte and Sasha and Bayley and Becky were like the women's revolution, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they were the reason that women are so respected. But it was like, well, what about us? Like here back in the day, like we probably had it harder, right? Like, you know what I mean? In like a tougher environment. It's just like, yeah, it made sense. I mean, they did the best they could with what they had, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the match was great.
Yeah, the match was really,
I
really
loved
solid.
this match. It was awesome.
Really, really good.
Do you
match.
find it low-key insulting when people are like, when the crowd starts chanting, "You still got it"?
Oh yeah, of course she does. Look
Yeah.
at her.
Yeah, it's like, of course I still got it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know I still got it.
People did that to like the Big Show once when he was just like back from being away. They were like, "You still got it." I was like, "What?
What?
Also, she's local.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
from
yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah, so that kind of helps too.
Yeah."
Yeah, that's the point. She wanted to wrestle her last match. It was just the typical.
She
like,
didn't feel the
wrestler
need to
thing.
come out with a Canadian flag draped over her shoulders like Natalya did, though.
Trying too hard.
I thought that was a little much.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's a very American thing to do.
Yeah.
I predict she was told to do that. Because like I think that when like Natty came out with the flag, I think a lot of Canadians are sort of like, we know, right?
Yeah.
You
I mean,
think,
Bret
you
Hart
think we
used to
don't
do it.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Bret Hart used to do it because he was a Canadian in the States.
Yeah.
And he would come out in like Pittsburgh and be like, Canada, you know, whereas this is like Toronto and it's like,
yeah.
it's Natalia Neidhart. And everyone's like, yeah, she's from here. Oh, look, she's got a flag. Didn't need that, but all right.
Yeah, that's essentially Canadian patriotism right
Yeah.
there. It's like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Like,
She could have been wearing like the Toronto flag, the flag for the city of Toronto, and everyone would have been like, "Oh, what's that?"
nobody came out in a Raptors jersey. Oh, no, that's a lie.
Wasn't Drake
No.
Maverick wearing one?
Yeah. Nobody came out in a Maple Leafs jersey.
That's true.
That would have been patronage.
What is the flag of Toronto Beach?
I will find out.
Okay, I thought that
No.
you knew. I thought that was a setup for something.
No.
What's Ontario's flower? Quick. Oh. No, not quick enough.
Yeah. Damn it. Sorry.
I literally only know 2 provincial flowers.
I know the tiger lily. That's Saskatchewan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know 3 provincial flowers.
Hey, so do I.
Yeah.
Actually, I know 4.
Oh, well, look at me.
Okay,
fuck. Oh, yeah?
All
What
right.
is it?
We're in British Columbia.
Yeah.
It's the dogwood.
Yes.
Yes.
Dogwood.
Alberta
Isn't that a sandwich?
is the wild rose, which we know
It's
because
dogwood's a sandwich, right?
no, the dagwood is
Ah, the dagwood. Ah, okay. Sorry.
the Alberta makes a big deal out of wild rose country.
Yes.
So that's why I know
On
that.
license plates, yeah.
And
Yeah.
now the tiger lily apparently from Saskatchewan.
That's
Yes.
super cool.
What else do you know?
Newfoundlands.
Which is
The pitcher plant.
the pit. Really?
The pitcher plant?
I will double look this up, but I swear to God, it's the pitcher
What's with
plant.
you in Newfoundland?
They
You like
have-
fucking, you have an obsession, Beach?
They have the pitcher. They have pitcher plants in Newfoundland.
Oh, this is good TV.
Maybe they don't have pitcher plants, and that makes it even weirder.
Are we gonna go out for Screech after the podcast?
What the fuck is Screech?
It's like a Newfoundland drink. It's like really high alcohol. It's don't.
What do you mean don't?
It's really high
What the fuck
alcohol
you trying to say?
rum, I believe.
I think so.
I'm
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, you get fungi and screech. You get screeched in specifically. Mm-hmm. So you have to. So you have your drink. They
Yeah.
give you this high alcohol rum, and then you have to kiss the fish.
What the fuck?
There's a big fish, and you have to kiss it.
How big's the fish?
It's pretty friggin' big. Like it's probably as long as your arm. Like, yeah, you got a big arm too.
I've never kissed a fish
Both
that
my
big.
arms or just one?
Just one arm.
That's not that big.
That's a two and a half feet. Like you
I
know,
can probably hold it like.
and fish are not like long and thin, right? That's an eel. You're thinking of an eel, Adam. A fish is much
Yes,
larger.
Adam, you just said that like Adam, you fucking moron. You're thinking of an eel, you dumbass.
The provincial flower of Newfoundland and Labrador is the insect-eating pitcher plant, Sarracenia purpurea.
I had
Alright.
no idea those were temperate.
I don't even know what a pitcher plant is.
It eats insects.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
It's
a,
shaped like a pitcher with like a lid, and they have like sweet nectar in the bottom, and a fly goes, "Oh, I could get me some of that," and then it closes.
and fucking digests it.
Ah, cool. Like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. But Canadian.
Yeah.
Sick. They don't have them in America?
No, they have them in America. There's a California pitcher plant.
No.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But these are purple.
Dinger.
See, we're learning a lot today.
All right. Well, what the fuck were we talking about?
Charlotte Flair wins with a figure 8.
Yeah. She made her tap out.
Yeah.
Out on your back, brother. When you wrestle in a retirement match, if you don't fucking lose, you're a coward
Yeah.
and an asshole.
Yeah. And Trish Stratus is no coward or asshole.
No coward or asshole.
No.
Yep. I'm warmed up now. Let's
Good.
talk about some fucking wrestling.
Good. We've only got like 2 matches left.
Yep. Got me all fired up off fucking pitcher plants. Also, when you called me an idiot.
I did not call you an
Yeah,
idiot.
you did.
Oh my god.
I'm going to replay that section right now because I can edit this show.
And fish are not like long and thin, right? That's an eel. You're thinking of an eel, Adam.
Backstage, there's another 30 seconds of useless pandering where Seth is warming up for his match later tonight,
Yeah!
and Bret the Hitman Hart
Hell yeah.
comes in and goes, "I'll be watching," and leaves.
Wrestling's the best, dude. It made no sense. To be like, give him hell, kid. Be like, thanks, former President Barack Obama. Like, you know, that's basically essentially what it was. Like, you know.
We're all counting on you.
You're local to Canada, aren't you?
luck.
I live in fucking Calgary, but yeah.
Yeah. Canada's small. Right?
Only 37 million people.
It's fucking tiny.
Yeah, you only think it's big because of the Mercator projection.
Yeah. The what?
Oh no!
Yeah, you got to tell me now.
The Mercator projection was is the kind of map that you see in school.
Okay.
Where Canada is like covers half of the northern hemisphere.
It's like Canada and Russia look enormous,
Yeah.
and like Africa looks teeny tiny.
Yeah.
And it's like it's to keep all the lines of latitude straight and parallel.
Okay.
And so basically they distort anything that's further away from the equator,
Okay.
right? And so the actual, like, Canada is the second largest country, but it's not like that big.
Okay.
And it's, if you look at a non-Mercator projection map, you're like, oh, like, really? Greenland's not the size of the moon? Because like Greenland gets like really warped because it's so far away from the equator.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe somebody learned something today. I'm hoping.
yeah,
Listening to this, right?
you did. I learned what the pitcher plant is, the flower from
And the Tiger Lily.
And the Tiger Lily. We're learning so much
And
about Canada.
I learned that the most accurate map projection is, in fact, the orthograph world map.
Oh, good.
Cool.
Good.
So Bret Hart panders the shit out of us.
And then we get a different match. It's the WWE Championship.
Yes.
It's Kofi Kingston defending against Randall Keith Orton.
Where is he from, though?
Randall Keith from Candlekeep. Someone sent us a picture
That was great.
of a sign that they took to Raw and SmackDown live show. They had a Sidewalk Slam sign. They had a Pokebron sign.
Yeah,
and
the Pokebron sign was great.
They had Wanty Assassin doing the Legend Killer pose of
The picture's so good.
Randall Keith from Candlekeep.
I like people that do stuff like this for us, but it's also funny to me because nobody knows what the fuck that is.
I want to see like Randy's face if he sees that sign, just like what the.
Yeah.
So
He's like, what the fuck is Candlekeep?
so the video package for this was great.
Yeah.
Because they are leaning way into the fact that these two have history going back 10 years.
Yep.
That was the first big Kofi Kingston singles push. Mm-hmm. And it was him and
I
Randy
didn't see
Orton.
any of that.
And
Grant is the expert.
I was so behind him. It was great. You know, like he dropped the accent because when he was brought in, he was like, hey, man, I'm from Jamaica. I'm Kofi Kingston. And they billed him from being from Jamaica. And he's not. He's from Ghana. And then he's still his character's name is still Kofi Kingston because that's just his name now. It's not his real name. But anyway,
What's his real name?
I will look it
Not
up.
to fucking diverge the...
I will look it up.
Beach will look it up. And yeah, they had Randy got his own like NASCAR car, and then Kofi dumped paint all over it. Yeah. And they had this, they had a big
wrestling
feud.
thing to do, like, check out my sweet NASCAR car.
Yeah. My NASCAR.
Hope nobody
Is that like
fucking-
saying ATM machine? Is it just a NASCAR?
It's a NASCAR. But what's a NAS then? What makes it a NAS car, right? You know what I mean? What's the difference between a car and a NASCAR?
I don't know exactly.
That's where
A car has back seats and a NASCAR does not?
Is that it?
It has to be.
It's got to have a back.
It's got a pool in the
yeah,
back.
but it doesn't have seats in the back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's America's NAS.
Does it have a passenger seat in a NASCAR?
No.
Oh, that's weird. How are you going to get your kids to school?
You're just going to rattle around in the trunk.
I guess so. They had a big feud. And famously, there was a match that they had where, as it was understood at the time, Kofi either made a mistake or didn't hit something exactly the way Randy wanted him to. And Randy, known for his temper more so in those days than today, started yelling, stupid, 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 at Kofi in the ring. And that became a thing that, like, the internet knew about. And we're like, like he
Was
called
that
him
actually
stupid.
real, though?
So at the time, it was believed that was real.
Yeah.
And Randy even said in this video package that it's like everyone thought that I used my backstage influence to keep Kofi down. And I mean, I think that's exactly what happened is the thing. Like they're using it as a storyline with Randy being like, everyone thought this. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened because Kofi's push just died.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is great. Actually, I love this because it's blurring the lines.
Yeah.
You know,
It's good when they
I think we got. I think we make jokes about getting worked into a shoot. They like shot into a work.
Yeah.
In this case, they like used a real thing with like a moment where Randy got like actually mad in the ring, and then have him now 10 years later going like, "Haha, yes, you fool, you fell for me being angry."
There was the same kind of thing where they did it. Okay, so again, aside, sorry, Mind Games 1996. It was an in your house pay per view. Mm-hmm. I think it was 96. Mankind was fighting Shawn Michaels for the WWF title. This was during like Shawn Michaels' big like babyface push, and Shawn Michaels, in the dirt sheets, was known for having a temper or like being very difficult to deal with backstage. And this was like known among like the hardcore wrestling fans. So there was a moment in that match, if you go rewatch Mind Games, where Mick Foley is clearly out of place for a certain spot that's going to happen. And then Shawn Michaels reacts, like calls him an idiot and like stuff like that. But they did that on purpose. to fuck with people. Yeah, it's pretty good. If you go back and watch it, you're like, oh, wow, they screwed something. You go like, what? They screwed up, but they did that on purpose. Apparently it was Mick Foley's idea.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what I love about this is that they have a history, Randy and Kofi. They actually do. And it's 10 years ago, and they're laying it out. They're using the real storyline history that they had a decade ago to craft a new story today.
Yeah.
This is great.
But it's a good thing none of us remembered what happened 10 years ago.
This is why I hate that they keep acting like we don't remember stuff, because then they do things like this, right? They want to be able to just pick and choose exactly what they want, but this is really good stuff.
Yeah, it was good.
So what happens
In the match?
Yeah. Well,
fine. That's good.
The crowd, after the finish of the match, the crowd starts chanting bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. So the match was fine. The match was good. Two good performers.
Yep.
It was fun. It was entertaining. But then at the end of the match, Kofi and Randy are fighting on the outside.
Yep.
And then Randy
and Kofi's family is there, like his wife and children.
Yeah, and fuck, man. Why do wrestlers keep putting their family at ringside?
Never do it.
It either costs you the match. It almost always costs you the match.
Yeah.
Almost always. Has there ever been a case where someone's like, they've shown like, here's Adam's fucking dad. Good thing he's going to have that title match tonight. And then Adam's dad either gets fucking punched or has a heart attack or something. And then like Adam loses the match.
Hey kids, come watch Dad get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
So Randy starts like looking threateningly at Kofi's family.
Yeah, he didn't even touch him
while the ref is doing a count out.
Yeah.
And then Randy's so focused on antagonizing Kofi, and Kofi's so focused on being mad at Randy because Randy's antagonizing his family, that they just sort of like lose track of the ref and they both get counted out.
Yep.
It's a double count out. No contest.
Well, that's like a fart in church.
The crowd did not like the no contest.
Yep.
What did you think of it, Adam?
Fart in church.
Oh, I liked it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just thought it was different and interesting. And then and I was like, oh, they both got counted out. Cool.
I'm just sick of the
Neat.
like, my
And
family's at ringside.
Oh, that's dumb,
Use
yeah.
that family as like a vehicle for this story to move forward.
But yeah,
because that's a wrestling trope. Right?
Crowd really didn't like it.
Yeah.
And then
I was like, okay, I guess.
the crowd starts chanting bullshit, and Kofi gets a kendo stick and beats the piss.
I love how he looks under the ring and there's just 4 kendo sticks just sitting under the ring for there was not even a no disqualification match.
This one.
Yeah. There's not even a no DQ match. Who put those kendo sticks there? Why are they there?
That's where they keep them.
Why?
Along with the sledgehammer and the chair and the tables. What do they use the tables for? Is anyone having a buffet?
Yes.
Oh.
That's where they're from catering. And the only place to put them, those are the special catering tables.
It's like every day Hornswoggle gets home and he's like, where are my kendo sticks? He's practicing. He's trying really hard.
He's wearing the mask and the fucking,
yeah.
You know?
He's like third Dan yellow belt. And he's just trying, you know.
All right. Kofi's actual name.
Yeah.
And forgive me for screwing this up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be good.
Kofi Nahaye Sarkodie Mensa.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a
pronounced
hyphenated,
Kingston. Yes.
Kofi Nahaye, and I think that's it's a JE at the end. So I'm assuming it's a yay. Sarkodie Mensa is hyphenated.
Oh.
Cool.
Mensa means genius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The biggest brain.
Yep.
Next, Finn Balor.
Oh, yeah.
Versus the Fiend.
The Fiend.
Bray Wyatt.
Spooky.
We've been waiting for this. Waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
So Finn Balor comes out first wearing all white. He looks fresh as hell.
He looks,
the all white leather jacket.
Looks like, he's looking like a snack.
He looks amazing. Kathleen was like, pure white trunks. You can tell this is someone who has used wet wipes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to have any accidents with your pure white trunks.
Nope.
But no, he looks great. And then we get the Fiend. We finally get to see him in in-ring action. So after months of the Firefly Funhouse thing getting more and more twisted with Bray Wyatt, and then finally revealing this persona of the Fiend wearing like a kind of a Slipknot mask almost.
Yeah.
He appeared on Raw and attacked Finn Balor and then they set up this match, and we were
He
like,
also attacked Mick Foley.
with Mick Foley, the mandible claw.
That's his new finisher.
Yeah.
So now all of the big stars from the Attitude Era, their wrestling moves are being transferred over to new avatars.
Yes.
Because Kevin Owens does the stunner.
Yep.
The Fiend does the mandible claw. Who's going to get the rock bottom? Somebody did a people's elbow. It was on a takeover. On takeover, somebody did the people's elbow. Who did it? Somebody did it. Velveteen Dream?
I don't know.
I think. Anyway.
So the entrance is really, really cool.
Awesome.
There's a whole lot of lead up. All the lights go out. The big text on the screen says, let him in, because that was the whole Firefly Funhouse thing.
Yep.
He's got a new lantern.
Yeah.
That looks like old Bray Wyatt's head.
It's fucking awesome.
With the mouth as the lantern.
Yeah.
The new theme song is actually, it's a cover of his old theme song.
Remix.
It's like a more like a new metal, frankly, cover of the Bray Wyatt theme song.
Perfect.
It's really, really cool.
Because I was like, man, he's going to lose his old theme song, because I love that song.
Yeah. And what honestly my favorite part about it, so the people are still doing the Fireflies, which is cool. I like that. I like how abruptly it ends.
Yeah.
Like he put the lantern down and got in the ring, and then it was just like, boop, and it's gone, just stopped.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting in the corner of the ring, and then it cuts to Finn Balor with just this expression on his face of like, did y'all just see that?
Yeah.
What the shit was that? And we thought, I think, did they announce it, or did we just make assumptions that it was going to be Bray Wyatt versus the Demon? I'm glad that it's not, because that would be terrible.
Because the Demon can't lose.
Right.
And
so
the Fiend can't lose.
Hopefully not. Apparently, he hasn't been on TV this week and won't be, because they want to keep it. They want to keep the Fiend a sometimes food to keep him special.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm really happy about.
It's getting the Undertaker treatment.
Yeah.
Which is good. It could be something. I don't think it's going to be like, look, there's never going to be another Undertaker. Stop.
Yeah.
Full stop.
But you can still do interesting stuff.
Yeah.
And just really solid stuff here. That like the actual match is cool. Like he wrestles in an interesting way. Goes for the Sister Abigail, right? Bray Wyatt's finisher, which he hit Finn Balor with on Raw. Mm-hmm. Finn gets out of it, but that's not the Fiend's finisher.
Nope.
So he hits him with the mandible claw, like Mankind, just right in his mouth, and like makes you pass out. Apparently, I don't actually understand how this works.
I think because the way they
does it restrict?
There's a nerve on your tongue, and they press down like with the fingers, so like
on the like
really hard.
Yeah,
Great TV.
This is good. It's a good podcast too.
Good podcast. Good. So they do that.
The thumb, on the other hand, will then also lift the jaw up.
Yeah.
And the idea is then it's purported to compress the nerves in the jaw and thus render the opponent's jaw paralyzed. Therefore, they can't bite your fingers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so Finn basically passes out, and the referee counts his shoulders. 1, 2, 3, and the Fiend wins. And then there's like some strobe lights, and he's gone. Yeah,
there's a sick like cutaway where it's like, was that a pre-record?
No, I don't think so. I think that was him at the top of the ramp.
Was it actually him at the top of the ramp?
Yeah.
It looked like it felt like it was a pre-record, and they just showed it on the screen. Like the lights all went out, and then they just showed the pre-record, and then came back, and Finn was just laying there.
It was really good.
It was awesome.
So
sometimes they can do things right.
They landed it.
Yeah, they nailed it.
They stuck.
So now
they
it's
stuck
like,
the landing.
You land. That's the toughest thing I think in wrestling. Is like, well, actually, that's not true. That's not the toughest thing in wrestling. The easiest thing in wrestling is the debut. It's what do you do next?
Yeah.
Right? That's the scariest part, because like it could turn into a thing where he turns into the same goofy, he could just turn into a goofball.
Yeah,
he makes
how
a joke
does the
backstage,
Fiend...
and Vince McMahon says he's a jokester. He's like that comic book.
Like, how do they do
he's
that?
A jokester.
How do they do that kind of atmosphere for just like a match on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, what level do you take it to? Was that a special pay-per-view level entrance, or is that going to always be the entrance? Yeah. Right. Who knows? So.
Does he always wrestle as the Fiend?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I don't know. He did the thing with the gloves, the hurt heel gloves.
Yeah.
I want to see him. I want to see him at some point. leave a match, like get his opponent like incapacitated, and then listen to the hurt and heal gloves, and like listen to the heal glove and just leave.
Yeah.
Just like walk away from a match because it's like, oh,
Gets counted out or something.
yeah, it's like, well, the voices didn't tell me to hurt you, so goodbye.
Sick. Yeah, that'd be sick.
I hope so. Anyway,
I have to bring this up,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't normally insert it my own tangent. The mandible claw,
Yeah.
used by Mick Foley,
yes,
was actually invented by Sam Shepard,
Yep.
okay.
the former physician who was the inspiration for The Fugitive.
Yeah.
Oh,
After his conviction was overturned, Shepard took up professional wrestling, as you do, and was said to have derived the move from his knowledge of the human anatomy.
Yeah.
huh?
That's just real weird.
That is weird.
So, there, that's all.
I didn't claw my wife.
How about you pump the brakes on the tangents? Trying to do a fucking podcast.
And now, your main event. Brock Lesnar, introduced by Paul Heyman as the Sultan of SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Which is a choice that was made. Versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship.
Yeah.
Seth won the title, then became the Beast Slayer, and then Brock won Money in the Bank, and then cashed it in very soon after that, at Extreme Rules, actually. And now, then Brock was the champion, and now this is the big rematch. And this could go any number of ways, really.
Yep.
What I didn't actually expect is how it did go.
I mean, I love the build-up was the usual. It was the same kind of build-up as WrestleMania, but
Brock too big.
Brock too big, Brock too strong.
Yeah.
But there was a brilliant part on the Raw, the Go Home Raw, I think, and Seth got like attacked by Brock, and then he did like an F5 onto a chair, but like a chair that was like unfolded.
Yeah.
And then Seth got put in the ambulance, and then there's this great shot of Brock stopping the ambulance, but just standing in front of it, like the ambulance is like here, and then Brock standing in front of it, and the camera's behind them. And then Brock pulls Seth out of the thing, and then beats him up, and then like F5s him onto the gurney. And then they're later in the show, I think they're having a in-ring segment with Brock there, and Seth comes out with a chair, gets beat up by Brock again, and Brock leaves him laying and leaves. And then Seth gets on the microphone, and he like gives this like very like, I'm not going anywhere. I have to win this match. That is all. Like very sad. Like it was good. I liked it.
He they talked on commentary about how Seth, he's like earlier in the week or leading into today or something, you know, like I spoke with Seth earlier, blah, blah, blah. And he said that, you know, like the first time he won the title, it was to prove himself to, was it the Shield or to prove himself to his peers, I guess, like to the locker room.
Yeah.
And then the second time was for the WWE Universe. That was beating Brock at Mania.
Yeah.
And this time is for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
So some good like weight there.
Yeah.
And so how does a Brock Lesnar match go? Well, as we've mentioned before, it's basically like playing a video game with your sibling and they just keep mashing heavy attack.
Yep.
Because that's what a Brock Lesnar match is. It's suplexes and F5s and just over and over and over again. Seth's ribs are taped up, and at one point, Brock just gathers up the tape and picks him up from behind by the tape and just spins him around in the ring.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, it's very weird. It looked cool, but yeah, it was odd.
Yeah.
Rollins got some offense.
Yep.
At one point, he managed to. What was the first time he hit the curb stomp? This is what this match is. This is what Brock Lesnar matches did. The first time he hit his finisher, Lesnar tried to suplex him, and he flipped out of it.
Yeah.
And then
Hit a super kick,
and then did the curb stomp, and Lesnar kicked out because he's an inhuman beast.
Yes.
That's what they call him. They call him the Beast. He's the Beast Brock Lesnar. He's not real.
Yep.
He's not
Actually not real. He's actually, he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
On the material plane.
He lives inside all of us.
Yes. He's from the astral plane. And you have to cast a 7th level cleric spell to banish him back to his home plane.
Mm-hmm. And the material components are 3 chairs.
Yep.
3, sort of normal steel chairs.
Ah, damn it. I was hoping it would be like 3 ribeye steaks. and
that'd be good. Yeah.
And a can of Coors Light.
Crate of Jimmy John's. A combine harvester.
Yeah. Combine harvester.
Suitable for use on a farm in Saskatchewan.
A house in the middle of the prairies. A little house, you would say.
The provincial flower of Saskatchewan is the tiger lily. He lives in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Anyway,
Yeah.
so they basically just throwing finishers back and forth.
Yep.
But
Seth does a frog splash to the
Seth
outside.
lives. He doesn't. Yeah, he manages to survive these finishers. He flips out of a couple. He manages to get out of the ring for some pin attempts.
There's a great moment where Paul Heyman's staring at Brock beating up Seth, smiling. It's pretty great. Yeah, it's good. I liked it.
Lesnar, again, like a video game, Lesnar charges at Seth, but Seth moves, and Lesnar runs into the steps, the apron.
Yeah.
He knocks himself silly in the way that, like the level 1 boss does.
When you have to charge, a boss
stand
charges
there
at
and
you,
then you
and move out of the way,
to
and
the
it
side,
hits the
yeah.
wall, and it's
Like Spider-Man fighting Rhino.
Yeah, that's exactly what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
So then he's dazed, and he puts him on the commentary table and stands on top of the turnbuckle and does a frog splash from the top of the turnbuckle onto Lesnar on the commentary table. They eventually get back in the ring. There's another frog splash. There's another super kick.
It's a stomp.
Another frog splash. Yeah, it finishes with the stomp. And then he actually gets the pin.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins
Beast has been
just
slayed again.
actually defeated Lesnar,
Yeah.
in the normal way. No low blows.
Yeah.
Just he beat Brock Lesnar at his own game of spamming finishers.
Yep.
Awesome.
Cool. The beast is dead again.
we've-
I get to use that.
Yeah, I have defeated the
The
evil
evil has been defeated.
for another season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Lesnar gets to go into hibernation.
Yeah, he gets encased in the tomb, where his regenerative powers will kick in probably in a couple months.
Probably shows up sometime around the Rumble.
I would say Survivor Series.
That makes sense. Yeah.
He'll be back for Survivor Series, probably doing something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That was sweet.
Yeah, it's good.
The show overall.
The show was great. I really
was
liked
really good.
SummerSlam,
There was
yeah.
only a couple matches that were sort of ho hum.
It didn't feel long when I watched it. You know what I mean? And usually for these big pay-per-views, they feel long.
Well, it wasn't 4 hours. It was merely 3.5.
Yeah.
I think. And yeah, the the Goldberg Ziggler match was, that was gonna be that
But
regardless.
what saved that
but,
was Dolph talking shit on the microphone afterwards.
yeah. I think the Bayley Ember Moon match was just sort of eh.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I enjoyed all the matches.
Yeah. Same.
So sweet. And there was some hella storytelling tonight.
There was some good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're about.
What you're about, I'm about moss-covered three-handled credenzels.
So close. Gredunzel.
Gredunzel, fuck!
The provincial flower.
the moss handle three family Gredunzel, the provincial flower of what, Quebec? Why not?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yukon.
Of Prince Edward
Yeah.
Island.
Prince Edward Island, the fucking province that everyone forgets about. Nobody remembers PEI, man.
Surely, well, I don't know. Anne of Green Gables. Probably people forget about New Brunswick.
Yeah, I was about to say it's New Brunswick.
I forgot about New Brunswick. Yeah. Yep, I forgot about New Brunswick.
Sorry, friends in Moncton.
Shout out to Fredericton.
Moncton.
Moncton. That's a good one. That's another good one, yeah. That's going to do it for this episode of Sidewalk Slam.
Yeah.
The Summerslam Sidewalk Slam.
It looks like some kind of summer sidewalk slam.
Yeah, we'll be back in September with Clash of Champions, the one night a year where every title is on the line.
Every title.
Every title.
Every title.
Even the women's tag titles. You
Even
can't get out of
them.
it now.
Yeah.
You said every.
Every.
Women's tag titles have been retired. Damn it!
Damn it. Ah, dinger.
Yeah.
You got us. Yeah.
All right.
Good show, though.
Yeah.
I'm excited for wrestling moving forward. I want to see what the new regime looks like.
Me too. I'm excited for Heyman and Bischoff to have more notable fingerprints on the product.
Yes.
So we'll see how that goes. Until next time,
Yes.
that is going to do it from us. I am Graham, and I'm on Twitter at Graham_LRR.
Yes. And I'm Adam, and I'm on Twitter at WakeUpSuper.
Beej over there is on Mastodon at Beej at octodon.social. or on Twitter at TuxBeach.
Yeah, but he never really reads Twitter.
Yeah.
Nope.
And Adam edits these. Shout outs to Adam.
Yeah, shout outs to me.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And this show and everything we do is brought to you by you and your kind support of our Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Or now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can become a member here on YouTube and join that way as an alternate avenue to support us monetarily if you so desire.
Also,
Yeah.
you should see this before then, but if you are in Las Vegas for Magic Fest,
Yeah.
Vegas.
Because ideally this will be coming out before you're
yes,
there.
before we're there.
Because you got to edit it before you leave.
Myself and James and Ben and Serge and Cameron will all be there.
Yeah.
So if you like Magic the Gathering and are going to Vegas, come say hi to us. Also,
If you're going to be in Seattle for PAX at the end of the month, we're going to be at PAX.
we're all going to be there, except for Paul and Alex.
Yeah.
But
And
that's pretty much it.
we have a store. We sell merch.
Yeah.
Adam streams at twitch.tv/cbats.
Hey, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
We stream here, twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun. We do a lot of stuff here.
We do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
That's going to do it.
All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Sidewalk Slam. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.